Hey everybody, it is Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and I have a couple of moments here while I have some time off of work to make a quick video and to have a hot take, maybe a controversial stand on these Joe Biden executive actions on gun control. Now, maybe it's because I've gotten older and maybe my eyes have been opened, but I think many gun owners and people that consume gun content on YouTube are being played, not by just the gun control advocates, but also the people that are on our side that create clickbaity things. For example, we all know that Joe Biden issued these executive actions, and I'm going to talk about them in just a moment. But you'll notice that 90 to 95% of YouTube content creators that are pro-gun that are talking about this have clickbaity videos, like videos that have an angry Joe Biden like reaching towards you in the thumbnail, and it's like an AR-15 there, and it says groundbreaking, it's over, or something like that. So you click on the video thinking, oh my God, they're all coming, and then you actually find out what the executive actions are, and they do absolutely nothing. They're essential mental masturbation for pro-gun control advocates and doesn't affect us at all. And then you realize you've been played, or maybe you're not played, you're just angry. And I guess I'm at the point in my life where I'm tired of being angry. I'm tired of just going at things with a brute force mentality. And it's time for us on the pro-gun side to start playing the long game, to start playing the game of chess instead of the game of checkers, because pro-gun control people, the people that want to take your guns and restrict the Second Amendment, have been playing the long game for decades. But pro-gun people are happy when they just stop something instead of advance the ball. But they're getting played by pro-gun people too, because they want you to click on their videos, okay? And there's nothing wrong with it. And by the way, I am not calling out any firearms YouTuber. I know some people are going to say, oh, you're talking about this person. I'm not talking about anybody, okay? Because I respect anybody that makes content on YouTube and puts it out there. I know how hard this is, and I respect them, and I think they have the right to create clickbaity thumbnails and videos and all that kind of stuff. I believe in free speech. I'm fine with that, okay? I like to have a variety of content, and I like all sides to be able to speak, okay? And we win in the arena of ideas. So please don't think I'm talking about any specific YouTuber. But many of the YouTubers I'm seeing are creating these clickbaity things, so you get all fired up, you click on their video, and you're angry. I can't believe Joe Biden's doing this. They're coming. This is it. And it's just like, whoa, hold on a second. Whoa. Calm down. Just calm down. And let's actually take a look at this through rational goggles, okay? So let's talk about these executive actions and how they impact us, okay? There's a few of these, and I'm going to talk about the main ones. The first one is this statement that he made that he passed an executive action to enforce background checks, getting us as close to universal background checks as possible. So people are all panicking. He can't make universal background checks through executive order. Well, he didn't, okay? All he did was make some type of stupid, convoluted statement saying that they're just going to enforce the law, saying that if you're in the business of firearms, you have to run background checks. Okay, so let's talk about this. If you go to a gun shop, you have to go through a background check. Now, right, if they're a federally licensed firearms dealer, and after this executive action, you still have to go through the background check. If you live in a state, like me here in Texas, where private sales are allowed and legal, you still don't have to go through a background check. You didn't before, and after this executive action, you still don't. So that hasn't changed either. So if you live in a state that doesn't have a universal background check system, nothing has changed, okay? Nothing has changed. Criminals are still going to acquire guns before this illegally, and after this, they're still going to do it illegally. So in the places where in the past you had to have a background check because they're a licensed gun dealer, you still have to go through a background check. In the places that you can do private sales without background checks, you can still do that without background checks. And criminals which were buying guns illegally are still going to be buying guns illegally. Okay, so Literally nothing has happened. And all that executive action and all he pretty much said is, we just want people where they're supposed to do background checks to do background checks. So that's already a law that's on the books. And if a federally licensed firearms dealer is not doing those and filling out the 4473s, that's already a crime. So it does nothing. Like, literally, it does nothing. I know some people are saying, oh, it redefines what a gun dealer is. If you're not in the business of making a majority of your money from guns, you're not covered by this. And that will make sure that still private sales are private sales in places that you don't have to do a background check. Literally nothing happens. You can still go on, for example, for me, like Texas Gun Trader, and I can find people around here that want to sell a firearm, and I can contact them and say, hey, I'm interested in this, and we negotiate a price and meet and not do a background check or whatever. Literally nothing changes. Like, nothing changes at all. Zip zilch. So why people are getting all fired up about it, I have no idea. Now, a lot of the other executive actions, like, oh, we want the federal government to not enforce, but to recommend or to promote red flag laws. They already do that. I mean, every time these gun control advocates open their mouth, that's all they freaking talk about. And this executive action doesn't force any states that don't have them to implement them. And it doesn't change the states that already have them. So he's just saying, hey, I'm going to take the stance of saying we should have red flag laws. Isn't that what you were already doing before? Like, every time you open your mouth, you talk about that? Okay, so nothing has changed. Okay. Another one is an executive action on promoting safe firearm storage, or whatever they call it. Well, I've talked about this. Nobody is going to your house, and they can't, without a warrant, to come into your house and check and see how you store your firearms. They can't. So if you live in a place, and I believe that as a responsible gun owner, you should have your firearms locked up. If you live in a situation where people that are unauthorized or children or whatever could get a hold of them, you definitely want to lock them up. I lock up my guns, and I live in a place where, I trust my wife, I trust my kids, they know how to shoot and all that kind of stuff. But I also worry about people breaking into my house, so I keep them locked up. But nobody from the government will ever or has ever come to my house and said, we need to check how you store your firearms. So I don't really have a problem with that one as much. The laws about it are stupid. I think you as a gun owner should just be responsible in how you store your firearms. So this is another, as I said, mental masturbation of Joe Biden going, makes it sound like he's doing something, and he does absolutely nothing. Another one of the executive actions said, if a gun dealer gets their license revoked or has something written up or violations, it needs to be made public so people can ridicule them or whatever. It's like, that's already on the books. Like, when a gun dealer gets their license revoked, you can already find that out. So once again, it's like, why do you have an executive action on something that's already law? And then people in the pro-gun side that are making videos and talking about this are like freaking out. I'm like, whoa, okay, listen. I don't like the idea of executive actions and orders and all this kind of, BS. But let's just be real here. He did nothing. All this is to give a little bit of red meat to his supporters. That's all. It makes them feel like they're doing something. Remember, people on the left feel things, right? They want to feel safe. So they're sitting there going, woo, it's all going to change now. I feel so safe. And people like me and people like you can look around and be like, yeah, so much has changed. It's part of winning the pro-gun side. So let them feel like they had this victory when they literally did nothing. I mean, nothing at all. The only one that's really kind of vague, and I have no idea what he's talking about, is talking about how the military procures guns and how they can use that to talk about how civilians buy guns. I don't understand what that's about. If they're saying, hey, we want to recommend that if a a company sells guns to the government, they can't sell guns or military style guns to civilians. Most gun companies aren't going to go for that because they sell way more guns to the civilians than they do the military. Because once the military buys, let's just say they're buying 250,000 SIG M17s, okay? Once they buy those, they're not going to replace them for a long time. But how many guns do you think SIG is selling to civilians? Way more than 250,000 over the course of 10 years. Way more. We're talking millions. So it's a stupid thing for them to go, okay, in order for us to sell those 250,000 pistols at a discounted price, we'll give up the millions and millions of gun sales that we would normally have to civilians at full price. No, that's absolutely ridiculous and stupid. I don't get that at all. If that's the direction that they're going with, no gun company is going to do that. And there's going to be plenty of pro-gun companies that are pro-freedom loving that even if that's what some of the bigger companies did, they'll be like, yeah, we're going to pick up the slack and sell to civilians. I mean, it's not going to stop anything. It doesn't do anything. It makes people feel better. And what's this whole thing about the Federal Trade Commission or something doing an investigation on how gun companies advertise? Once again, it does nothing. There's no penalty. There's no law change, nothing. They're not saying gun companies can't advertise. It just makes people feel good, okay? So when I look at these, yeah, they're all stupid, okay? And there shouldn't be executive actions or orders, and nothing that is substantial can he do through executive action. There's nothing, right? Nothing. Otherwise, they already would have done it, right? And that's why he went on, I guess, Twitter today saying Congress needs to ban assault weapons now. Well, if he was so powerful in these executive actions, he already would do that, but he can't. So he does these non-starters, things that literally are going to do nothing, okay? So it gets the gun control people all fired up and happy. It gets the pro-gun people on our side that don't really understand. All they see is Joe Biden issues executive orders, and they go crazy, right? And then it gives the pro-gun people, if they're a group that is fighting for gun rights, it gives them a reason to go out and ask for donations, which I'm totally fine with because I give money to pro-gun groups, okay? I give money to FPC, the Firearms Policy Coalition, the Second Amendment Foundation, and Gun Owners of America. And in the past, I have given money to the American Suppressor Association, okay? So that's who I support. You guys can support whoever you want. I don't care. But I give money, but they don't need to use this to ask for more money. I'm already giving them money. So that's kind of the fear-mongering. And I get the emails from them, oh my God, he's coming to take... No, okay. Let's just look at these executive actions and calm down. Same thing goes with the YouTubers, as I meant earlier. They're just going crazy creating these clickbaity things. I am totally happy that people are bringing to light what is happening and sharing that information. We need that. We need people sharing the information, and we all need to be informed gun owners. However, when people are all angry, upset, and thinking with their emotions like the anti-gunners do, nothing good comes of it. And we lose in the court of public opinion because it makes people out there think that gun owners are all wild and crazy, and we're not. It just makes it look like everyone's just angry instead of just going at this from a more intellectual approach. I'm just tired of being angry, okay? I'm tired of being upset. And I want the pro-gun side to win. You guys know I'm liberty-loving. I just feel like we have been fighting this the wrong way. The anti-gunners think the long game. They're happy to make a little gain every year because they keep advancing the ball down the court or the field. The pro-gun side is happy when they stop something. So, for example, everyone is upset with me about this ATF pistol brace thing and how I said I amnesty registered one, and I gave my reasons why. I'm already in the NFA system. I wanted to see if all the doom and gloom and the naysayers that said when you registered, it's a trap, they come to your door and arrest you. Well, that didn't happen, So that's why I did. So regardless of what you think about that or whatever, you guys know why I did that. But I'm tired of all this just negativity and this misinformation because people just make us look like idiots. we just need to calm down, and we need to approach this, as I said, trying to advance the ball in the other direction, because all these people do is they're happy. Like, for example, with the ATF pistol brace thing, if we stop it now, they're going to call that a win. I call it a loss, because we didn't advance the ball in the other direction. We just stopped them from doing something. So as I said, every time the gun control people move the ball and we have a victory by stopping it, the ball has still moved down the court. It's still moved down the field. I have been begging people, and this is what people don't understand in those other videos I've made. I've been begging people literally for 10 years as I've been making YouTube videos. Please join us in the fight to repeal the NFA. Please, let's do this. Nobody cared. Nobody cared to donate to groups. Nobody cared to write their congressman, because they're like, I don't want a suppressor. I don't want a short-barreled rifle. I don't care about that. It's not a big deal. Then all of a sudden, this rule change, and now they're affected. Now they're like, oh my God, it's such an infringement. I've been telling you for a long time what's going on, but now the fight's come to you. And so I guess maybe part of me is like, well, you got what you deserved. And I know I'm not saying that in some kind of mean, vindictful way, but I'm just saying, like, I've been warning you. People have been telling you, join the fight now. But now that it affects them, they decided to join the fight, and now they're all mad. It's like, man, welcome to the party, you know? But all they care about doing is stopping something instead of advancing the ball. I don't care about the ATF pistol brace rule and the amnesty and all that, because I see the bigger picture. I want the NFA repealed. I don't want this just to be stopped here. I want the whole NFA to be repealed. So how are we going to do that? There are many different ways, and I'm going to make a video on this weekend on my main channel. And I'll talk about those things then. But that's what I want. That's what I want. So when people are all fired up, they're being used. The average gun owner is used by the gun control side, obviously, and the pro-gun side. Because you have the people that just use it for clickbait and views, and then you have the people that want money from you. And it just gets people all fired up. They don't actually do anything. All these people saying, I won't comply, whatever. They're not actually doing anything. They're all calling me names, being mean to me, calling my wife things, making threats against me, which I had to report one or two to YouTube. It's crazy. I'm like, so what are you doing to actually help? Oh, you're just getting online and frantically typing on your keyboard. Are you contacting your representatives? Oh, no. Are you donating money to gun advocacy groups? Oh, no. You're just mad. That's all you are, is you're mad. That doesn't help the fight. It doesn't win the fight. It doesn't advance the ball in the pro-gun direction. Just being angry. You know, when it comes to winning battles, you have different people that have different roles. You have the people that are the foot soldiers. You have the people that are in the trenches. But you also have the generals that are planning it out. And right now I feel like we just have a whole bunch of people that are mad. And we have nobody really having some game plan. They're just mad, and they think that somehow their anger is going to manifest into a victory. We have to stop being so angry and projecting this anger. We have to be smart. We have to be intelligent. We have to be thoughtful, because not only do you have to convince, the politicians, you have to do that by convincing the average American citizen. And those people that don't own guns, people that might be in the middle, that might be neutral, that find themselves as centrists, when they look at the gun control side, they see people that, for the most part, appear rational. They have a press conference, and they're organized, and they're not calling for revolution. They're not calling for violence. Yes, there are some crazies out there with the stupid signs and saying the stupid stuff, okay? Like David Hogg or whatever, okay? And you have the people saying, oh, all gun owners should be killed. You have all that kind of stuff too, okay? But on the pro-gun side, okay, our side, we have people out there saying, I won't comply, and I'm going to have a shootout with an ATF agent. If they come to my door, they're getting the bullets first. The average person, the average centrist, the average normal person is going to look at that and go, I'm not supporting that. Now, as I said, I believe history is on our side. I believe the Constitution is on our side. I believe the rights are on our side. But you have to win it in a smart way. You will not win this battle just by being angry and mean and threatening violence. That's not the way you're going to win this. But I should do a video, and I'm going to do a video this week on the main channel about how we can win the battle in the long run and win in the court of public opinion, and to come together as a Second Amendment community and stop being mean and vindictive to each other. So that's what I wanted to make a video on today. Just want to come to you guys here on the Texas Gun Vault 2. I hope you appreciate it. And hopefully some of you guys agree. I know I'm always going to get those people in the comment section, I will not comply, you're a whatever, and they call me a name, and I just got to, ban them. One of my rules is, and if you go over to my other video on the main channel, you'll see that I engage with people that feel differently than me, as long as they're respectful. You can tell me that I'm stupid. Okay, you can't say, well, you can't call me a stupid person, but you can say I'm wrong. As long as you're not disrespectful and you don't call me a name, I did my best to respond to every single comment on that video. If you called me a name, I banned you. That was it. Like, you call me a stupid name, and if your only response to what I said or did is to call me a name, like literally that is the entire comment, is to call me a name or to call my wife a name, who's not even in the video or part of the video or discussed in the video, I just ban you. Like, that's all I'm going to do. But if you have a disagreement with me, that's perfectly fine. We can engage, and I've had some great conversations over there. You guys can go see all the comments there, and I responded to almost everybody. I've been trying to, because there's hundreds of comments. I think I got most of them, and replied to most of them and interacted with people. You don't have to like me, okay? I'm not here to be liked. You don't have to agree with me, okay? But I'm just here saying things that I think is going to help us in the pro-gun world moving forward. So that's it. You don't have to like me. All I ask is that you be respectful and just don't call me or somebody else a name. You do that, we're fine, and we can have a great dialogue. All right. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, and hopefully you'll enjoy that video this weekend. I'll try to make it on Friday, I guess, and we'll have another probably big discussion on Sunday. So, as always, thanks for watching.